Hey Bagmaker, today I'm going to be talking about the G-Easy organizing stickers, new fabrics that I've added to my stash. I'll give you an update on those cross-stitch ornaments that I've been working on lately. The book review will be for a book called Nomadic Spirit. I'll be showing you the first 4 projects from upcoming Minikins Season 4, and there's a great giveaway at the end. I'm Sarah Lawson from Sew Sweetness. Thanks so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday, my weekly sewing chat. Hey everybody, happy Sunday and welcome to Sewcial Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me for the show. I'm super excited. After almost a year of working on this project, it's finally time to start showing sneak peeks of Minikins Season 4. As I mentioned last week, I'll be giving away a Minikins Season 4 bundle to one live winner, as well as to anyone who watches the recording during the week. So be sure to leave plenty of comments on the show. I'll be asking you some questions as well to help you out with that. I see Lynette is watching from Alaska. Scrapping Audis is watching, Jan, and also Ayana from California. So welcome everyone to Sewcial Sunday. And if you're new around here, thank you so much for tuning in for the show. So our regular spam reminder, in order to win the giveaways, it's completely free. So I never request your phone number, credit card information. We never ask you to transfer money in order to win prizes. I don't ever send private messages through Facebook, and also if you see any funny looking replies to your comments over on YouTube, especially asking for phone numbers or to send money, those are spam. Be sure to report and block those, and Danny will also be looking out for any spam after the show. I always announce the winner's name or names verbally on the show, and we've also started adding the winner's names to the description of the show. So that's how you know if it's a legit winner or not. Like I mentioned, the giveaway will be near the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Everything that I'm scheduled to talk to, So Country says Minikins Season 4 releases on my birthday. Well, happy early birthday. I love that little avatar picture you have over there. Yes, her birthday is April 16th, and that's when Minikins Season 4 is coming out as well. So just a few weeks away. Everything I'm scheduled to talk about during tonight's show are things that I've purchased myself. So these are not things that I'm getting paid to talk to you about, but just cool things that I found that I'd like to share with you. And everything that I'm scheduled to talk about, I link to in the description. So if you're interested in finding out more about any of the books, fabrics, notions, or projects that I talk about during Sewcial Sunday, just check that link in the description and you can find out more information there. So my favorite topic of Sewcial Sunday is the notion of the week, and my friend Gudrun has these really awesome stickers. Like I mentioned, I purchased these myself, so I didn't get a freebie set of stickers or any kind of discounts on the stickers, but I just thought they were really awesome, not only for bag making, but if you're a quilter as well. So Danny's going to switch to the overhead camera. So this is what comes in the sticker packet, 3 sheets of stickers in 3 different colors. The great thing about her stickers is that they're reusable and they're really easy to peel back off of a surface if you place them on something. So there's a lot of uses. I guess I'll start here with these fabrics. So I've been working on this quilt pattern lately, not my pattern, but just putting together a quilt, and there's tons of squares and rectangles, and I had a really hard time because I cut out the fabric months ago. And then recently I started working on the quilt again, but I didn't have a good memory of what I had cut out. And so because a lot of the squares were similar sizes, and same thing with the rectangles, I spent so much time going back over the pattern trying to figure out, is this the square I need now, or is it a different one? I was super confused. So I wish I had these stickers back then. As you can see, all of the, well, not all, but a bunch of different numbers are represented, and there's also some blank stickers near the center. So if there's a number that's missing, or you would like to label it with a certain word, you can write those on yourself. I found this really handy to add to my Wonder Clips, and because these are 2.5-inch squares, I just grabbed the 2.5-inch sticker, put that on there. Like I mentioned, they peel back really easy, or at least it did when I was trying. There you go. I just slid my fingernail underneath and it just came right off. And so you can reuse them a bunch of times on different surfaces. I saw that Gudrun was using these stickers over here to mark her sewing machine bed with seam allowances that might not be already etched into the bed, such as you've probably seen me in the past with my little bit of washi tape for my 1/2-inch seam allowance. So that's a definite great use for these. And also there's letters too. So I wanted to show you, I printed out, this is one of my free patterns, the Oriole bag. And a great use for either the letters or the numbers is all the different pattern pieces. I went through and wrote A, B, C, D, and you can also go through, if you're lining fabrics, if you'd like those labels labeled to 1, 2, 3, 4, and put one of the stickers on some of your Wonder Clips and just clip it onto particular pieces so you can easily stay organized. I just thought I'm gonna get a ton of use out of these, and I'm glad it comes with 3 sheets, 3 different colors. I love the idea that it's reusable. I can use it a whole bunch of times. So I've linked to these G-Easy organizing stickers in the description in case you're interested in checking them out after the show. I have a question for you about staying organized as far as cutting your pieces out. What do you usually do to stay organized? Are you using kind of like a Wonder Clip system like I was just showing here? Do you use Post-it notes to label your pieces, or maybe you cut out little scraps of fabric and label the pieces? Let me know when you're cutting out fabric for a project, either a bag or a quilt, how you keep organized as far as your pieces go. Go ahead and type that in the comments right now, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. So we have a couple of new cork fabrics in the shop that I wanted to share with you, and we just got these in. My dad just cut them a couple days ago. Danny's going to switch back over to the overhead camera. We do already have a hummingbird print, but I saw this one. I love hummingbirds, so I had to pick this one up as well. Kind of different color scheme than the other hummingbird print. These are more kind of like primary colors in this fabric. And then this one, my mom really loves this one, the cherry blossoms. So it's a very faint pink color, but I really like it. I like that it's subtle. I guess there's some blue tones. Some of these have kind of like a very faint blue in the background of them. Just these 2 new ones. I have some new colors coming in hopefully next month too. So if you're interested in either of these, I've linked to them both in the description. And let's see, Dan, you can go ahead and stay in the overhead view so I can share new fabrics that I've added to my stash. So these are, some of these are just kind of one-offs, not part of, not necessarily that I purchased the full fabric line. But I really love this because it combines 2 of my favorites, text prints and rainbow colors. Like this one a lot, and actually the rest of the fabric line is pretty awesome as well. This one's called The Language of Color. I got this one because I kind of like orange peel type like quilt patterns, and this is a really nice spring print. Actually, I didn't notice what was on all the orange peels until I got this in the mail. It clearly is, with the bunnies and the butterflies and all that, a very spring print, and as you can see, it's kind of a good size. This would be great for a larger bag. My friend Tracy used this on some, I think, pouches or other projects lately, and so I really loved how her projects turned out, so I had to pick up this fabric as well. I like that it kind of starts off kind of near the center fold with a lot of white, and then the further you go toward the selvage, lots of colors and kind of darker colors. And I like that it's sort of, some of them are sort of like batik looking, I guess. I really like the different variation in the colors, so I got actually a couple yards of this one because I liked it so much. Melody Miller came out with some new fabrics. This goldfish print really is eye-popping. It comes in 3 total different colorways with the metallic print. I just got this one because I don't know, just something about the cream really stuck out to me. There's one similar to this color over here, and actually I forgot what the 3rd color was, but thought this was really cool. And then something new from Allison Glass, I got these two monarch butterfly prints, and it also comes in sort of like a denim color background as well. I just really love these. Hopefully I can use these for a project soon because I really love monarch butterflies, and actually last couple years planted a lot of things like host plants and other nectar plants for butterflies. So really love these especially. I've linked to all of the fabrics in the description in case you're interested in checking out any of them after the show. And I have another organization type question for you that you can answer in the comments. How do you organize your fabrics? Do you organize them by kind of like groupings is what I mean? Do you organize them by colors, by types of fabric, maybe fabrics that are like monochromatic, maybe some that are like, for instance, like I have a couple stacks with like horse print fabrics. Some of them I organize by different fabric designers. I have some stacks with like Moda Grunge fabrics, which I use for a lot of linings. So let me know in the comments how you organize things, or do you just kind of stack them willy-nilly any which way? Let me know in the comments how you're organizing the fabrics in your stash. So I think I shared some of these little cross-stitch ornaments that I've been working on maybe before Christmas. Danny's going to switch back to the overhead camera. I think I showed you these Christmas-themed ornaments that I was working on. These are all from Satsuma Street, and I've linked to in the description. I purchased kits. She also sells them as PDF patterns, but the reason I wanted to get the kits is because you can probably see they all have little beads in them, and the beads are included in the kit. I've also been working on, she has some Halloween themed ornaments, so these are all ones that I've finished recently. And I don't know, they're really fun to work on. I like that they're shorter projects. You actually stitch on paper, which I'll show you in just a minute. And I work on these while I'm watching TV with Violet before bed. So if I'm working consistently every night, I think I can finish an ornament in about 10 days. It's not a race, but that's just kind of past history. I really love these little sprinkle looking beads over here. These are super cool. They just turned out super cute, and I love them. And I bought these little fake trees like to use for displaying them when the holiday permits. She recently came out with these spring-themed kits. Actually, Danny, you could zoom out just a little bit. So each of these particular kits makes two like miniature ornaments. So these are the new spring ones that she came out with. And then let me open one up so you can see what I mean by that you're stitching on paper. Okay, so all the Christmas ones I worked on so far, I stitched on white paper. All of the Halloween ones, they were black paper, and the spring ones are all this beige paper. So this is just, these are the spring ones are the miniature ones, so this paper is smaller, but I like that you're stitching on paper because it's easier for my hands to hold. It's kind of lightweight rather than clutching like an embroidery hoop, and I don't know, just really nice to work with. And I actually backed all of them with a stiff felt that I bought on Etsy. So that was just a simple way to finish. I just glued, this little string actually comes in the kits and it's tied around the threads, and actually just glued everything together with a fabric glue stick, and super fun. I just cannot get enough of working on these in the evenings when I'm in bed. So if you're interested in any of those cross-stitch kits, I've linked to Satsuma Street in the description. Moving right along, the book review for this week is a book called, oops, and the pattern pieces are coming out. It's called Nomadic Spirit, and tons of projects in this book. I've linked to this in the description, and the fun thing about this book is it's in French as well as in English. So Danny's going to switch to the overhead camera so that I can show you the projects that are in the book. So I've bookmarked all of the projects. There's so many of them, so many of them, and I think all of them are in Odil's fabrics too, so really beautiful inspiration for the fabrics as well. And the reason that I liked this book is because I think the projects are a little bit different from projects that I've seen in other quilt books in the past. And an array of different projects. Like this one's a cushion, there's some quilts, there's some smaller accessory projects in the book as well. And the graphics in the book are just so lively. Like she uses images from some of her fabrics as well on all of the pages, and it's just a really beautifully done book. Oh, I also should mention that the pattern pieces are in the front, and there's also a flap in the back with some more pattern pieces. Just really lovely. All of the colors really catch my eye. And just a great mixture of different projects. So here's one of the bag projects, a shopping bag. Here's another variation in sort of a different colorway. An embroidery bag. I think there's a few more bags as well. Changing mat over here. I love all the different backdrops, I guess, to the projects as well. This is a table runner. This one's a placemat. A little purse over here. It's funny, when I was looking through the book and bookmarking all the projects, I was just like, wow, there's just so many. I had to cut more little bookmarks over here for the projects. A jewelry case, a book cover, just so fun. I just really love all this. There's some little pencil cases down here. A shawl. I love, this is my favorite picture in the whole book. It's just gorgeous. A little memory bear. And I think there's a couple more. Oh, this poof over here. And I think the chair. Yeah, the chair is also one of the projects. As you can see, so many projects in the book. Actually, I lied. There's more than just two. A cushion with prairie points, which are these little triangles along the border. A pillow with pom-poms, and then two more. A cushion, and then last one, another quilt. So here's some more of the pattern pieces in the back. Again, the book is called Nomadic Spirit, and I've linked to the book in the description in case you're interested in checking it out after the show. So Danny's favorite part of Sewcial Sunday, we'd like to invite all of the bag makers to stand proud. Let us know in the comments that you're part of the Sew Sweetness squad. Danny and I are both super grateful that you've tuned into the show, and thank you so much for joining us. And you know, these next few shows, including tonight, are really special shows for me, and I'm really thrilled to show the Minikins season 4 projects. So I guess without further ado, I'm going to be showing the first 4 projects tonight. Next week, I'll be showing 4 more, and then the week after, I'll be showing the last 4. So it's a total of 12 projects. The Minikins bundle includes the 12 PDF patterns, 12 videos, and in addition to that, you also receive SVG files. So if you have an electric cutting machine, that's what the SVG files are for. AO files, which are like copy shop large format paper. The third one is projector files. So if you have a projector, perhaps a ceiling projector where you're projecting the pattern pieces onto your work table to cut out your pieces, all those files are also included, in addition to the PDF pattern, which has the print at home pattern pieces. So I guess I'll start moving through all 4 projects. So you might have seen in the thumbnail for tonight's show the Catalan storage cubes, which use either this square metal frame or this rectangle metal frame. And here are the 2 projects. So here's the square, what the square looks like. Here's top down. It's got the handle. You can make the handle in either cotton fabric. I made my handle in cork fabric. Rivets are optional, or Chicago screws. And I think this is a great opportunity to use a couple different fabrics for the outside. This is a Tim Holtz fabric, and this is, name is escaping me right now. It's from Robert Kaufman. There's also a false bottom in the bottom of the bin with a little tab over here to easily pull it out. And there's a few options for false bottom material. I use corrugated plastic. You can use other things like a thin plywood, but I really like the corrugated plastic because it's nice and strong. And actually the whole project is sewn, basically you sew the outside of the project, then the lining, and then the metal frame goes in almost near the end. So the metal frame just kind of goes in between the layers, and the final top stitching kind of secures the metal frame. So let me show you the rectangle version as well. Here's the rectangle. The reason that I wanted to come out with these bins is for storage on bookcases. So depending on the size of your bookcase, either the square or the large would be a really nice idea. Some of the pattern testers made these for a few things that I saw the pattern testers make these for. I saw at least one person make these bins for zippers. She made several bins. So for instance, one bin for number 3 zippers, one bin for number 5 zippers, and she actually, I think it was Rebecca, she actually embroidered number 5 or number 3 on the outside of the bin. Another use for these I saw to hold fat quarters or parts of fabric stash inside the bins. Dog toys, which I'll definitely make one for some of Mikey's dog toys. So there's a lot of different uses for this particular project. Let me know in the comments if you have something that really jumps to your mind that you would like to make this for storing what kind of items inside. All right, and Danny, feel free anytime to leave some comments up on the screen while I work through these. Let's see, let me move these frames out of the way. The second project out of the 4 that I'm going to share tonight. Oh, thank you, Elisette. Elisette says, beautiful baskets. Thank you very much. So the next one, let me get myself organized a little bit. So I have this sewing machine that I got years ago for I think $20 or $25 at a garage sale. And the reason I wanted to get this Kenmore is because my mom has a Kenmore too. So I kind of wanted to have the same one as her. But I wanted to make a cover for it, but I kind of wanted the pattern for the sewing machine cover to cover whatever size machine that you have because there's so many different dimensions. And so the second pattern in Minikins Season 4 is, oh, one thing I forgot, Danny. Can we just back up before we get to the sewing machine? I wanted to put the supply list up on the screen just in case if you have your eye on a particular pattern, if you'd like to start gathering supplies, because I know I do get that question whenever I'm ready to release new patterns. So Danny's going to put the supply list for the Catalan storage cubes on the screen really quick, just so you can see the supplies. We'll also be sharing the supply list on social media throughout the week, just in case you're interested. This is basically the top of the PDF pattern with the size and the supply list. Back to the Lovegrass sewing machine cover. So this particular pattern, if you're familiar with the grab and go sleeve from Minikins Season 1, basically you input the measurements from your device or sewing machine. So 3 measurements I'll ask for you in the pattern would be the height of the item, the length of the item, and the depth of the item, and you just plug in those 3 numbers and I walk you through how to make the pattern with the measurements for your machine. Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate that. So here's the cover that I made for the Janome, and I'm gonna try to, maybe I'll stand up and try to hold this one up a little bit. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so here's what the cover looks like. Maybe I'll just take it off the machine for 1 second. So it's got the handle on the top. There's pockets on the front and the back, and there's also pockets on the sides for storing things like manuals or other items that you would like to have kept with your machine. And because I've seen people use the grab and go to make other things besides for like computers or devices, I'm assuming and actually looking forward to seeing people make other items for that sewing machine cover besides like sewing machines and sergers. I'm interested to see the biggest project that someone will make with that particular pattern. Basically, it can be a cover for anything, and especially if you use outdoor fabrics or waterproof fabrics, could even be a cover for something outdoors that you need to store like over the winter. So that second one was thank you very much, love the sewing machine cover. That second project was the Lovegrass sewing machine cover, an adjustable cover. Yes, it's adjustable to whatever you're measuring, whatever the item is. So Danny's going to put the supply list for the sewing machine cover on the screen. For this particular pattern, the supply list is kind of an estimate just because, I mean, really you could be making a cover for just about anything. So I gave kind of a general estimate for either a sewing machine or an industrial sewing machine, and then from there, the fabric increments might decrease or increase depending on just how big or how small the item. Fantastic idea, Robin, a toaster cover. That's excellent. Randy says birdcage cover. That would work for that too. That's a really great idea too. Very interesting. Yeah. So I guess the possibilities are endless for that one. All right. The third project. Where's my projects?
There's a funny one.
Erica says a hot tub. That's a good one, Erica. All right, let me move this sewing machine out of the way. So the third project in Minikins Season 4 is actually something I've gotten a lot of requests over the years, which is for either a cover for a prayer book or a Bible. This is a book cover, but it can be used for other, Bibles or prayer books, other things. I'm actually going to have Danny switch to the overhead camera for this one since I've got my book inside. Actually, zoom out just a little bit, Danny.
That's on you.
That's on me? Okay. There we go. Okay, so the book cover's got a handle and zipper to secure it. There's a zipper pocket on the back. And then on the inside, I tried to pick one of the biggest books that I had in my home library. I've been told that the biggest Harry Potter book fits inside, so obviously you have lots of choices as far as the thickness of the books. Thin books obviously will fit inside too, but just over the years I've just had so many requests for a book cover, so I finally wanted to slip that one into Minikins Season 4. All right, thank you, Danny. And then the last project that I'm going to share, thank you. Thanks, Rhonda. The patterns so far don't disappoint. I keep forgetting about the supply list. So Danny's going to put the supply list for, this is called the Goldenrod book.
What's Enigma?
Wrong one.
That's the third one.
The Goldenrod book cover. Nope. There we go. So here's the supply list for the book cover. I guess minimal supplies. Yeah, everything's over there, and the finished size of it is there too.
I might have put the wrong ones in the other ones.
I'm pretty sure I looked at the screen and the other ones were okay.
Good.
All right, so the fourth project that I'm going to share tonight is Danny's favorite. What's your opinion on this project, Danny?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Why is it your favorite? So this is a side view of the fourth project. It's called the Enigma pouch, and then I made another one here with a nice, pretty cork handle. I guess I'll have Danny switch back to the overhead camera so I can show you what it looks like open. So here's the side view. I love this version in the Tula Pink fabric. And then when you open it up, it opens flat, and then there's a center storage with kind of a little zipper pouch.
Sarah, give a side view.
Side view?
Like the bottom up, so you can see it's flat.
Oh, okay. Is this what you mean?
No, it's not showing it's flat.
Like this?
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the side view. I have seen some of the testers make this project without the zipper portion in the middle, and so it works in that way as well. If you just want to have like the accordions on the top and the bottom. It does work without the zipper pouch in the middle too. Obviously it would be a little bit faster, but the pattern does include this little zipper portion in the center. Danny, did you just have a comment on the screen? Sorry, I didn't even look. Oh, thank you so much, Deanie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this one's definitely Danny's favorite.
I love the way it goes together.
Yeah, I like that it opens. I kind of like that it opens flat. Danny's gonna put the supply list for this one on the screen, the Enigma pouch. I'm not sure what your method was. Nope.
I'm just gonna go through them.
There we go. This is the supply list for this pattern, the 4th pattern. I don't know. If you have any questions about the 4 that I showed so far, let me know in the comments. I guess I'll give you a hint about one of the projects that I'll be showing next week. So here's your hint about one of the Minikins Season 4 projects, which I'll be showing on next Sunday's show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And you can watch the recordings of the show anytime, either on Facebook or YouTube. But that's your little hint for that. I will be giving away a Minikins Season 4 bundle live out of all the comments that were left on tonight's show so far. And then I will also be giving away a second one for anyone who watches the show during the week, because I don't want to leave anyone out who needs to watch the recording a different day, perhaps Monday morning or something like that. Thank you very much, everyone. Olivia says these are all great patterns. I really appreciate it, and I think I started working on these maybe probably May of last year, so it's coming on almost a year since I first started working on these. Janet says, you have batted 444 tonight. You hit them all out of the park. Thank you very much. I feel like I really put my heart and soul into this project, and it just, thank you very much, Laura. It just feels like almost a year feels like an awfully long time to work on something in secret. It was really hard, and some days it felt like when you don't have anything to show to other people, it almost feels like you're not doing anything. But I really was, just a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Diane says, Sarah, your patterns are by far my favorite bag patterns. And then all projects so imaginative. Thank you. I really appreciate all of you. And thanks for tuning in for the sneak peeks. Let's see. All right, I got the supply list, the metal frames. I'm not sure if I mentioned the metal frames. We do have those in stock right now in the shop. I think I ordered like 4,000, so I hope I'm pretty sure we have enough, at least for a little while. But I do have both sizes of the frames, and they're sold as a single frame in case you just like one size or just want to try out one or two. Lee says, you never disappoint. Love all the patterns and can't wait to make them. Thank you. And we'll also be, Michelle says, what is the date when buying is open? Minikins Season 4 will be available on April 16th. We'll also have a trailer video. I think I chose that to be a Sunday for when it comes out. So we'll have a trailer video to show all the projects, kind of all the features of them, like we did previously with Minikins Season 3. It'll be $80 for the first couple weeks, and then after that it'll go up to $88 to match the price of the other 3 bundles. What else about that? I think that's it. So I know we kind of quickly shared the supply list on the show. We'll be showing the supply list on social media during the week in case you'd like to kind of screenshot or save the supply list photos in case you'd like to start gathering fabrics or supplies and getting prepared. I guess we'll get over to some questions. So if you have a question for me, you can type it in the comments at any time, either on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you watch the show. It can be a sewing related question about a notion or tool, bag making question, or perhaps you have a question about me, something about my sewing history. Feel free to type those questions in the comments, and Danny will be collecting them. I'll answer as many as I can live. Rita says 12 new patterns mean you're averaging more than 1 a month, and I'll call that working it. Thank you, Rita. I have to give a huge shout out to my mom. I couldn't have finished these patterns in that timeline without my mom, because for the first time with the Minikins Season 4 patterns, my mom has been cutting out my fabric and attaching it to interfacing. So if you think about it, I make a full set of all the projects when I'm writing the pattern because I need the step photos. I make all the projects a second time when we're filming the video. So that's 24 projects. I usually cut out my fabric and interfacing the day before I start sewing. So all in all, that's about 24 days worth of my time that my mom saved me by cutting out my fabric and interfacing. She did an awesome job, especially with anything that needed to be fussy cut or anything like that. So thank you, Mom. Thank you so much. Kelly says 800 people in here. Oh, wow. That's really great. That's a lot of people.
250 on Facebook. It's over 1,000 people.
That's awesome. Thanks, everyone, so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Joanne says, I think after seeing what Sarah is holding, the orders for frames will increase. I hope so. And we're ready to go. We made sure to have plenty of frames, shipping supplies. I made sure everything was fully stocked the best that I could. Interfacings, zippers, zipper pulls, the basting tape that you all have been loving lately. Tried my best to make sure the shop was fully stocked for the release. Lucy says, does the size fit in the storage organizers, the ones that has 4 mil? I'm not sure. Let me see. I'll try to get a picture. I have kind of in my bedroom like an organizer. I'll try to photograph the cubes in the organizers to show on next week's show. I do know some of the testers did have them on their bookcases and organizers, so I know if they fit in some. I don't know which particular kinds they fit in, but to give you an idea, I'll try to share some pictures on the show next Sunday. Joyce says it's a great price for 12 patterns and videos.
You said the price again too.
Oh, Danny mentioned there were some questions about the price. So Minikins Season 4 will be on sale starting April 16th. It'll be $80 for the first 2 weeks, and then after that, $88. And you get, like I mentioned before, the 12 patterns, 12 videos, SVG files, projector files, and AO files. Julie says, can we pre-order? Unfortunately, my website isn't set up for the pre-orders. I do have, however, the product listing for Minikins Season 4 up on my website, but it's listed as out of stock just because I thought people might want to sign up for notifications when I list it in stock on April 16th. So if you'd like to do that, the product listing is up. The reason I have it listed as out of stock is because I'm not ready to release it yet, but I kind of tend to put it up on the website ahead of time because there's a lot of work that I need to do behind the scenes to make sure when it's purchased, like you have access to all the videos and the patterns download and all that. So a lot of behind the scenes website work that I'm doing currently. Wendy says, did you say the frames are sold individually? Yes, those metal frames are sold individually. We have the rectangle version as well as the square. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Everyone, thank you. I appreciate the feedback about the pricing.
Yeah, a lot of people are giving.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, just they're pouring through.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, Elaine wanted to know, do the cubes fit on your Billy bookcase? So my bookcases are from IKEA. They're called Billy bookcase. Let me see if there's an empty spot where I can kind of try to put one on there.
Does everyone notice Sarah doesn't wear pajama pants anymore?
I thought about it tonight, but yeah, so I don't know if you can see because it's right on the corner of the screen, but this is the square version and it fits nicely on the Billy bookcase. If you wanted to use the rectangle version on the Billy bookcase, you just have to put it sideways. I guess it fits long ways, but it kind of hangs over maybe like 4 inches, the rectangle, but the square one fits on there great. Oh, can they not hear me?
Sounds like you're talking down the hallway.
Oh, sorry. Should I repeat that, Danny, or do you think?
No, they can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. Val says, question, my first thought for use for the bins was toys. Would vinyl for outer and water resistant fabric work? So this is a great question. Actually, one of my pattern testers made it for toys for her dog, and she used vinyl. She might have used marine vinyl, can't remember. But yes, it does work for that. Obviously, if you're using a thicker vinyl like marine vinyl, you'll want to make sure your machine can deal with a lot of layers because the marine vinyl is a bit thicker. But yes, I have seen at least a few testers make it with vinyl, and actually I did see one tester make both sizes in cork fabric actually. Do you have any shop recommendations for Ruby Star Society fabric? Looking for the honey collection for a quilt pattern I purchased last weekend. I think so. One of my favorite online fabric shops is Hawthorne Supply Hawthorne Supply Company, and I'm pretty sure they stock the Ruby Star fabrics. You can check there. Pink Door Fabrics also has that because I think I got that goldfish print from them. Those are two shops that you can check out. Joanne says, do you just need one frame per bin? Oh, that's a really good question. Yeah, the bin only requires one frame because the frame only goes at the top. The bottom doesn't need a frame because it has the false bottom, that stiff material that I was kind of knocking on earlier. So, yeah, just one frame is needed for one bin. Good question on that one. Anne says, what size are the metal frames? So this rectangle frame is 14 3/4 of an inch by 10 3/4 of an inch. And the square frame is 10 3/4 by 10 3/4. Deborah says, where do you purchase the corrugated plastic? I actually got the corrugated plastic at my local big box craft store. I've seen them at, if you're in the United States, Michael's. I'm pretty sure I've seen them at Joann Fabrics and using them. A lot of those are made with corrugated plastic, and I'm assuming they just either get rid of them or recycle them, and those would be really great for false bottoms. If you come across those after Election Day and can save a bunch, then obviously you get those for free. Oh, sorry, I missed Pat's question. Sorry about that.
They said they're great for the car so nothing rolls around willy-nilly.
Oh, that's a good idea for the car. I never thought about that. We'll go back to Pat's question in a second. Melissa wanted to know the Calyx cubes are 13 inches by 13 inches. Will that fit in there? Yeah, so the metal frame for the square one was 10 3/4 of an inch. So if your cubes were 13 inches by 13 inches, yeah, that'll fit in there. Oh, I should probably check on the height too, because I don't remember off the top of my head. So the height of the bins, both sizes, is about 10 inches tall. What was Pat's question?
There was a comment about not rolling around in the car.
Oh, that was the comment. Okay, gotcha. Pamela says corrugated plastic at home improvement stores too. Oh, that's a great tip. Thank you, Pamela. I didn't know that they carried them, but I'll have to look next time we're at the home improvement store. Carrie says, is there a story behind the names this season? That's a great question, Carrie. So what did I show today? So the Catalan storage cubes I named after a type of donkey. I don't know why, what leads my brain to these different things. The goldenrod book cover is named after a plant. So I've been really into planting like native Illinois plants in the last couple years, so that's one of them. The Enigma pouch I just named because I just thought it was cool how it comes together. It's kind of like a square and then it kind of opens up. And the Love Grass sewing machine cover is another plant, another Illinois plant. Alex says, to answer an earlier question, I would like to try and make a barbecue cover with the sewing machine pattern. Oh, that's a fantastic idea. A really interesting looking barbecue cover. I think the only barbecue covers I've seen are like a beige color, obviously in like maybe a waterproof fabric, or gray. Beige or gray. It would be really cool to see one in a fun fabric. Ruth says, do you have a fabric cutting machine recommendation? I personally have the Cricut Maker. If you're watching and you have an electric cutting machine, if you have a different brand that you like, let me know in the comments. Maybe Danny could put a few of those brand recommendations for cutting machines up on the screen. Shirley says, the sides look so solid. What is between the fabric? That's a good question. So I guess I'll pull out the rectangle because I haven't pulled that one out a whole lot tonight. So the rectangle, well, first I'll talk about this particular fabric because it's a little different than the other one. This is a bark cloth fabric. The interfacings used for this project are on the exterior Pellon shape flex, which is what I usually use for the linings. The exterior, I used foam interfacing, and there's a couple options for kind of a stiffer interfacing that's attached to the back of the foam. I use Decovil Heavy, and I think I gave 3 different options. So I use Decovil Heavy. You could use 2 layers of Pellon Decker Bond or 2 layers of Decovil Light, I think. I'm 90% sure that's what I had in the pattern instructions. It'll be on the supply list as those 3 options. But yeah, I use the Decovil Heavy for this. I think having that stiffer interfacing is really important for having like the stiffer looking look. If you just wanted like a softer looking storage bin and or a slightly easier sew, the foam interfacing would be fine also, but I think the stiffer interfacing really makes it look, when it's empty, like really nice and rigid. Oh, that's a good question, Danielle. Danielle says, any special tool for cutting the plastic? So the corrugated plastic, I was in a hurry, so I just used my paper scissors, just regular Fisker scissors. If you have some sort of blade, like a fabric cutting knife, which I think we have the Fiskars one on the website, that would work also. Obviously, you'd want a cutting mat underneath. But like I mentioned, I was in a hurry, so I just cut mine with scissors. Cutting it with scissors kind of, I guess, cracks the top and bottom coating to the corrugated plastic just like a tiny bit. But since it's going in the fabric sleeve, I wasn't super concerned about the corrugated plastic looking nice and pretty. It's just going inside and nobody's really going to see it. Anne says, will the frames be available anywhere in Australia? I guess I'll keep my ear out for that, because I know shipping to Australia can possibly get a little pricey. I'm not currently aware of another source of those metal frames, but I'll let you know on the show and in the Facebook group if I come across anything. Same thing for Canada. I'm not sure. I had the frames custom made for the projects that I wanted to make, so as far as I was aware before I ordered them, I wasn't aware of another metal frame supplier, but I guess it's completely possible. Jamie says, hardware organization recommendations. I spend way too much time looking for parts as I have boxes of hardware. That's a good question. I think I showed it on the show maybe a few years ago now. Danny, is there a particular name for like the nail or screw organizers with the little drawers?
Part supply box bins. Part supply bins.
Okay, part supply bins from maybe
Supply
like the
bins.
hardware store, like that hold like nails and screws. Those are good as long as you don't have like a giant amount of hardware. I have actually one of those in the basement. A customer emailed the other day. Forgive me, I don't recall the name, but she made these cute little zipper pouches with the bottom portion of the pouch in clear vinyl. So she had the hardware inside, and number one, you could see the hardware, and then she would also write on a slip of paper the name and the size of the hardware and where she purchased it. So I thought that was super clever as well. Anne also wanted to know, will A4 ring binders fit in the storage cubes?
Storage bin organizers from most Home Depot, Lowe's.
Thank you. I don't know if this is an A4 binder. Let me see. Well, let me measure this binder, because this is a binder that I have, and maybe you can let me know if that's an A4 size. So it's 12 inches tall by 10.5 inches wide. This particular binder's kind of, well, I guess it does fit inside. I was going to say it doesn't really fit, but then I put it inside and it kind of did fit. This binder is, what did I say it was, 10 3/4 maybe? It's a pretty exacting fit though for 10.5 inches. So this binder's 10.5 inches across. It just fits, but really no room to spare.
Great idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Debbie says, I use the Plano tackle boxes. Oh, that's a good idea too for storage of hardware. Thanks, Debbie. Cheryl says, I can't wait to see the other 8 Minikins. I can't wait either. I feel like I started kind of on the, I don't want to say these first 4 projects aren't exciting, because I'm clearly excited about them, but I feel like I tried to group them so that we start kind of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, kind of cool, and then like it kind of goes up from there in my opinion. So make sure to stay tuned next week for the next 4 projects. yeah, I really can't wait to show you all the projects. I'm really excited about it. All right, Danny, are we getting over to the giveaway? All right, I apologize if I did not get to your question live, but I will be back again next Sunday. Danny will be joining me, and like I mentioned, we'll be showing 4 more projects from Minikins Season 4. I wanted to announce the winners of last week's giveaway. So I did have the live winner from last week, which was Evelyn Fabry, and I already heard back from Evelyn. The second winner, which I drew after the end of the week, was Linda Pittman. So congratulations to Linda. Please email me after the show so that I can get you set up for your Minikins Season 4 prize. The bundle's not ready yet, but the winners will get the bundle as soon as it comes out. So we're going to do, again, the prize for tonight is Minikins Season 4. So it'll be 1 live winner and 1 winner you have until the end of the day this Saturday. So the winners are always randomly drawn out of the comments left on this show, combined from Facebook and YouTube. And for that second recorded winner, you have until the end of the day this Saturday to leave a comment on the show, and I'll announce the winner's name next Sunday on the show. So for the live winner, Danny, what numbers am I picking from?
1 through 248.
Wow, that's a lot of comments tonight. Thanks, everyone. Let's go with 175.
175.
And number 7.
367.
Michelle Grace, congratulations. You won a Minikins Season 4 bundle. Please email me after the show. Danny's going to put my email address up on the screen really quick. It's sarah@sewsweetness.com. I wanted to let you know, if you have a question for me at any time, feel free to email me. Maybe you have a question about one of my patterns that you're working on, or maybe you were out and about and you saw a really cool notion that you'd like to share with me. Feel free to email me, and that's my email address. So, wow, tonight was super fun. I couldn't wait for the show tonight, and I really appreciate you tuning into the show. I hope you have a great week. Happy sewing, and I'll see you again next Sunday for the next 4 projects from Minikins Season 4. Bye, everybody.